Has there ever been a more divisive footballer than Wayne Rooney? On the one hand, incredibly successful, but on the other, never really brought into the hearts of Manchester United fans. Let's talk about it. He is, at the time of recording, England's all-time leading goal scorer. He's Manchester United's second all-time leading goal scorer. And recently, playing in central midfield, Adam McKola is the future centre mid. Is he the new Paul Scholes? What do we think?
First of all, I love how we're speaking about Wayne Rooney and we've got Vuj on, who's a Liverpool fan.
Well, Wayne Rooney's from Liverpool.
Great decision, guys. But Wayne Rooney, was the question, is he a central midfielder?
Yeah, do you see what his future? I think the future is the aspect we're going to look at for this video.
I think he's only a central midfielder in a midfield three. People keep comparing him to Paul Scholes, and I don't think he could ever play in a midfield two like Paul Scholes. I don't think he's got the ability to dictate the tempo of a game like Paul Scholes did. On the plus side, he can obviously tackle better than Paul Scholes, but I don't think he's ever going to be that kind of central midfielder. But we have seen that he can do a job for us in that position as a midfield free, as part of a midfield free. So,
okay, Vuj, I'll come to you now. Thank you. And if you haven't already, check out Copper 19. Press the subscribe button over there. What do you think?
Check out everything, cuz the world. Copper 90, my own channel, my mum's channel, my dad's channel.
Broaden your horizons, I think, is the message here.
Everything.
What do you think about Wayne Rooney playing as a central midfielder?
I think you don't need to let it go. I think it's time. You know, when like this hair right now that I've just got to let it go. Like the colour's going out. I've got to choose a new trim. What I think is that, yeah, if you want to keep him that badly, because he's obviously a quality player, you do play him in central mid, holding mid, play him centre back if you want, but don't put him up front. That is, in my opinion, a bit of a suicide mission. I mean, you know, it's just a bad relationship going wrong now if you're trying to force him up front. It's like Giroud, you know, those slow players that, yeah, they've got the quality, but, you know, time is catching up with him. So, yeah, play him in the midfield if you really want to. He is definitely, you know, on his day, world class. So, it just depends what you lot, I don't know, want from him, really. What you expect. I think it's more of an expectation.
Okay. Gaz, Rooney was pinging passes around against West Ham and against Everton in the FA Cup. He was looking comfortable in that midfield role. How do you feel about it? Is that the future for him? Or, as Vuj said, are we just forcing it because we want him in the team?
To be honest, I think it was a couple of years ago. It might have just been a year ago at the start of this season when I said that I think that now's the time that Rooney should go to centre midfield and play there. And then when we put him there, he had about 2-3 decent games, and then was just abysmal after that. He just went missing in the games while he played there. Yeah. Then everyone was calling for him to be played up front. Then when he got played up front, people said he should be played behind the striker. So it seems like everyone's just got an excuse for when Wayne Rooney doesn't play well. But recently it seems like his heart's been in it a bit more in that position. That might have been the problem. He might have always wanted to be a striker deep down. But so that's why he was performing kind of lackadaisically in those centre mid positions. But now he's been put there recently and he actually looks like he's happy there and he's happy to help the team. And I'm not sure if that's him settling into the captaincy and realising, you know, the team's a little bit bigger than he is. But yeah, last couple of games he played really well there. But let's just see how he does on a long run. I'm not going to say that Wayne Rooney is now a centre midfielder. I think there is a problem if he does go off the boil a little bit at centre mid, because I think we've got better striking options, and I don't think that Wayne Rooney would be happy just in a squad role, really, you know, just brought on the odd game to play up front in games that he could help. So I feel like if he's not happy playing in centre mid or he goes off the boil there, then I feel like maybe it's the time to get rid a little bit. But I still think he's got a lot to offer the team if he wants to.
Okay, while we're on positions, Adam, let's talk about it. Could he be a centre forward for the rest of his career? Should he be playing in the number 9 for Manchester United, where he knows he likes to play?
No.
Just end it.
Just nah. Everything that Man United have been better about when we played Rashford and played Marshall as a number 9 is the fact that they can work a defence, they can run in behind them, run in between them, run down the lines. Wayne Rooney hasn't got that. All season has been dropping deep with his back to the goal, and as a result, defence have been pushing high, and we've failed to break them down. And with Rashford and even Marshall, Lingard, whoever running ahead of him, he's looked better for it. He's been able to pick his passes. So I don't think he can ever be a number 9 again. He may be able to play number 10 every now and then. But I think the big thing with Wayne Rooney is, what does he want? Like, if he wins the FA Cup this year now, he's won everything he can win at Old Trafford, at Manchester United. I can't see him going to China. but I can definitely see him leaving eventually, whether it's this summer or the next summer. I can't see him staying like Ryan Giggs. So I can't see him being happy with a bit part squad kind of player, which he should be next season, really, or even the season after that. So it depends what he wants, really, and I can't see him sticking around much longer than another year.
Maybe he'd do a job for Liverpool, eh?
I'm alright, mate. Cheers.
But could you see Rooney continuing his career as a number 9?
Me?
No, Vuj.
Well, not as a number 9. Maybe in Qatar, you know, Russia, China. I just think in a Prem, it's over for him. Maybe, you know, Serie A. He's such a quality player, though. Don't get me wrong. I sound like I'm being miserable about Rooney and a bit of a hater. I really bloody love the lad. I think he's through and through English. He loves the club, and I love those grassroots players that do come up. And you know, he's up north. It's not exactly the best weather in the world. He's been through a lot. You know, he's growing his hair and that. I really like him. I proper like Wayne Rooney. Like, I'm not taking the piss. I'm feeling jokey, but I do want him, whatever he does choose. And I like what Adam said, is that it seems like he needs to decide where he wants to play. There's only so much, you know, self-discovery you can do at 30 years old and picking a position. You know, it's like, find it, stick to it, and see if it works. If it doesn't, United obviously have got a young squad. They're, you know, nurturing this new talent. Obviously, LVG hasn't been great, but, you know, you've got Martial, you have got Rashford, and they're promising players that are playing well. So it might just be that time. Do you know what I mean? When you just say let go, like when Gerrard potentially, I'm thinking, did he even need to play that last season when he slipped? Do you know what I mean? It's he had a good one.
Happy anniversary, by the way, 2 years today.
Thank you very much. It's a sad day, but the day, you know, the year after, he carried on playing for us, and it's just, I don't know. What do you guys? I mean, do you guys still want him there? Like, I don't know. I'd take it just from all of you. Do you actually?
It just depends. It depends on how he plays, doesn't it? I mean, like I say, the last 2-3 games where he's played as a centre mid, he's been awesome, I think, and he's offered something that no other centre mid has been able to offer us this season. Just his range of passing, the way that he can play a pass that no one in the crowd's expecting. You know, I mean, I'm not going to say that he's as good as Paul Scholes in that position, but the last couple of games, you can sort of see shades of that, of his passing ability. And it just depends if he keeps that up, because in the past he's had a couple of good games at centre mid and then just been absolutely garbage after that.
Yeah,
what you saying, week in, week out no more, and that's the problem. That's what I mean. If he can't accept the fact that he can't play, or he shouldn't be playing week in, week out anymore, then that's when his future at United's under question. Also, who's going to be managing us next season? If it's Louis van Gaal, I can see Rooney still being here. If it's not, then a lot depends on what the new manager wants, because they may not see him as a central midfielder. They may think he's not good enough.
Yeah,
then if you look up front. But I do think Jose, if it's Jose, I think he'd want to keep him around because he's one of the most experienced. He's won it all at United. I do like him, but you can't just keep him in the team if he's not good enough.
So let's talk about his options.
Just rolling out of bed.
Do you think there's been endlessly linked a move to China, or perhaps back to Everton or something, or America? Is that the right sort of move for Wayne Rooney if he's not going to be at Manchester United? Gaz, you can answer that.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at a bunch of his boxes out there. I think that Wayne Rooney would probably go for whatever gets him the most dollar and whatever or whatever would get him the most success. I can't see Wayne Rooney in a sunny country. It seems weird to me that his head would be like a baked potato after a couple of weeks. So I don't think he'd enjoy that too much. But Wayne Rooney as a player, he's a man who wants to win, and I think if the offer was there to stay at the top level of English of football, he would stay there. But not English football. I don't think I think he'd want to win something that he's not won before.
Nice. What are you drinking, Vuj?
Just some coffee, Turkish coffee. But my mum's saying I shouldn't have it all, but I've just taken it all, mum. All the coffee's gone, mum. This is Serbian. I got the coffee.
Do we need to get her to sign a form or something to agree to being in this? Or?
Right, Adam, the future of Wayne Rooney. What country do you see him playing in?
Everton have got new owners. They could probably afford his wages. Wouldn't be surprised to see him head back there. America, I can't really see him moving anywhere else. I can't see Rooney going to China or anything like that. Can you imagine Wayne Rooney trying to adjust to a Chinese lifestyle?
He doesn't even know English.
Exactly. So, what I can't see that happening. So, I think he'll still be here next season, but I do think Wayne Rooney's future does lie away from Old Trafford because of the fact I can't see him wanting to stick around like Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, having a squad role in a team. And I think I can't see him starting week in, week out no more for Man United. I love him. I love him for what he's done for the club and all that, but it's just not that time anymore.
He'll break the record first.
Okay. Right. Next
The goal
one.
record.
Yeah, the goal record.
Do you think Wayne Rooney needs to make a decision on his international future? Do you think he puts the club before the country or the country before the club? Do you think people like Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, who stopped playing internationally to continue their club careers, is that a decision he needs to make? Because obviously he's the captain of England, he'll want to play at the Euros.
Where would you play Rooney at the Euros? Sorry, this is the one that I think is the most difficult one, really. Aside from United, where it seems like he's on his way out slowly. With that, would you play him at the Euros? Would you pick him? Who do you pick him ahead of? Where do you play him?
Yeah, it's a good point. I can't. But again, I think he's got luxuries with England where the same at United. If he's fit, he plays. Mm-hmm. He has those luxuries, and that's why I think Wayne Rooney, over time, even for some points of this season, was poor because he didn't really have anything to fight for. Yeah. You want to see Wayne Rooney want to fight for something, and when it's just taken for granted, he's going to start. He doesn't have to, but I think that's a very good question. I don't think, because look, in the number 10, does he start over the likes of Ali? Deeper in midfield, can't see him starting there. Vardy and Kane, they're on fire. So
it's the same situation
there, Adam.
I don't want Marcus Rashford to go to the Euros.
Yeah, it was a little joke.
No, not too early.
It's the same situation as United, isn't it? Where they've got a lot of options up front, and if you were actually speaking sense, you'd say that Wayne Rooney would fit in the most in centre mid, though, wouldn't you? Because that's the only position where he'd probably be better than the other players. But there are so many players who deserve to be in the squad ahead of him, further up the pitch for England, in my opinion.
What's interesting, I think, is that if Wayne Rooney wasn't English, then we wouldn't have this conversation. We won't have this conversation about Antonio Valencia. But also,
Wayne Rooney, that's unfair because Wayne Rooney is a very good footballer. I don't think Wayne Rooney, you can't put Wayne Rooney alongside Antonio Valencia.
No, I'm saying
Antonio Valencia's basic. Wayne Rooney is far more than that. He's a very good footballer, but I just don't think he could ever be part of a midfield two. No, I think you have to play him in a midfield three. To compare him to Valencia is unfair. Sorry,
I'm not I wasn't comparing him in terms of talent. I mean, Valencia's been at the club 8-9 years.
Yeah.
So Wayne Rooney's been there a very long time. We wouldn't worry about it. And if you look at how Wayne Rooney is felt about outside of the UK, I think fans are incredibly passionate in their support for Wayne Rooney. But inside the UK, people are a lot less passionate, which is why I think a lot of Full-Time Devils fans think that Full-Time Devils people that talk on the channel dislike Rooney. But I think generally the people that speak, say Howson or you, Adam, or you guys, reflect how most people in the country feel about Wayne Rooney. Because outside of the UK, people absolutely love him. But I think somewhere inside, it's not the same.
He's got the marketability factor, Annie. That's what it is. He's on all the billboards. He's everywhere. He's on all the adverts. You know what I mean? So I think that maybe that's what it is. And if you're sort of in the country, then you sort of see those transfer requests that came in, and the fact that he could have gone to City as well. So that especially resonates with Mancunians a little bit.
I don't think it's just that. I think as well, he's marketed as this club legend. Now, for what he's done on the football pitch, I agree he's a legend, but he's never ever connected with the fans, especially match-going fans, if you just had a connection to them, embrace the fans a little bit more. I don't think he's ever done that, and that may be because of the result of what he did with the whole City thing. I don't really blame him with the Fergie thing just before Fergie left. I think that was an issue between them two, but I just don't think he's ever embraced the fans, and because of that, he hasn't got the fans' wholehearted support, whereas maybe overseas fans kind of look at him in the same light as Giggs and Scholes. So when they see us questioning him a little bit, they run to his defence and think that, hold on, he's up there. But I don't think he's that kind of legend.
No, he's not.
And Scholes. And that's why I don't think he will want to stick around at the club. But I just can't see it happening.
I mean, Sam Sam, you just said then, sorry to carry this on, but you just said then, does he put England before United? And I feel like with Wayne Rooney, he puts Wayne Rooney before everything, and that is not a bad thing at all. Some of the best players ever have been like that. There is no way that Wayne Rooney has some connection with Man United or connection with the fans or even connection with England. Wayne Rooney's just a serial winner, and he just wants to win.
I think he loves England more than United. That's he's not a United fan.
No, that's only because he's never won anything on the international stage.
But
and
he has sacrificed himself for the club at times. When you think about the times when he played out on the left to accommodate for, I know these players were better than him at the time. Ronaldo, Tevez. He played on the left. He's played deeper. He's always sacrificed himself for bigger superstars at Man United. I don't think he's a selfish footballer, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to get more fit for England than he would for United.
That's because he's never won anything on the international stage. So he just wants to win everything there is to win, which isn't a bad thing. But that's the reason he's not considered a Man United legend by a lot of fans, because he doesn't really have a connection with United, I don't think.
It's the off the pitch, isn't it, in the UK? It's the off the pitch. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Right now, guys, just final thoughts. What is the future, in your opinion, of Wayne Rooney's career? What would you like to see happen? What do you think will happen? One at a time. We'll start with you, Adam, and we'll work along the line.
I'd like to see him win the FA Cup, so he's got the full set, and that should happen this season. I think he'll still be here next season. I don't mind seeing that, but I don't think he can start week in, week out up front. And I think his future lies in a midfield three, and it's what the next manager wants, I suppose. So can't see him being here for much longer than a year or two.
Okay. Vuj, what do you think?
I think my thoughts are similar to Adam's in that I do see him leaving in the next couple of years. It'll be kind of on and off. His fitness obviously is dropping. His age is catching up to him. But I wish him all the best. I do like him as a player. I think he's done a lot of good stuff for United and even for England, man. He loves the country, and I hope he does. If he does go to the Euros, I hope he's not taking someone else's place who's actually performing better on the pitch, and that doesn't cost us once again, because we're known for our conservative tactics. But man, for him, I see a big money move somewhere abroad, maybe America, unless he decides to, just call it quits and kind of, end his game. But that's me and Wayne Rooney anyway.
I think that he's one of the best players I've ever seen at United, and I've sort of grown up with Wayne Rooney a little bit. So even though I don't class him as a United legend for the reasons that I said before, I still want to see him break that goals record, because I want to see that happen in my lifetime, because you just never know when that type of thing will ever happen again, when we'll pick up
Marcus Rashford has got
a young exactly well when we'll pick up a young 17-year-old lad and he'll just perform like Wayne Rooney has season in, season out. Maybe Marcus Rashford is the man to do it eventually. You just never know. But yeah, I want to see him break that goals record. I want to see him win the FA Cup, like Adam said, so he's got the full shebang in England. And I want to see him do it on the international stage as well. It'll be awesome to see him win the Euros this summer. And I know that people will laugh at that and say England will never win anything, but this summer I think they've got the best chance that they've had in a long time, because that's an easy group that England should be walking out of. Only one win away from the semi-final then, and once you're in the semi, anyone can win it. So I want to see him win that.
Okay, very good. All right, thanks, guys. Everybody else, let us know what you think about Wayne Rooney. Get in the comments below. Subscribe to Copper90. Subscribe to Full Time Devils, and have a pleasant afternoon.
Good morning, everybody. This is Stephen Howson. This is Full Time Devils, and this is our trip to Wembley. I'm in the car with Jadinho. Jaden,